So I have to ask you guys. Obviously, I've reviewed this game, so we kind of know what I think of it. I gave it a 7.5. My biggest criticisms were dialogue being repetitive and just really expositional. It hones in on the same things a lot. What did you both think?
I completely agree with that. I think that it's not enough detective work and like.
And the detective work there is very light.
Yeah, it feels very talky, you know.
Yeah.
Which is.
I think the second half of the episode is much stronger than the first half.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it starts to develop a rhythm, and especially with the introduction of Selena Kyle, I think as soon as that scene happens and that sort of back and forth play between the two of them and Harvey, where you're genuinely worried about his cover being blown for the first time. I think it's super interesting. I really like the detective thing. I hope they go further in on that. I like the action scene near the end. I thought that was, Telltale doesn't do one-to-one action, but they do a good job of sort of letting you put pieces in motion and sort of knock them over like dominoes.
You made a comment yesterday that was about in Telltale action sequences, which I think also applies to the detective stuff. It's more you directing a scene than participating in it, which I totally agree with. It's like you're watching what's happening and slightly influencing very small pieces,
you're
but
like
it's already
offset
set
going,
in stone.
grab that mop and hit that guy with it.
I think that like doing the thing where you kind of block out your own attack thing, if that was consistently how you handled action sequences throughout, as opposed to doing a bunch of little quick time events, it would be much more
especially
exciting.
if there were a ton more variables.
Yeah, also like the quick time events are like I'm fine with those as long as they're kind of sprinkled throughout, but like I think when you're given the choice to either you can throw the guy in the fire, you can push him up against the wall, the idea that it does actually go someplace, even if it kind of leads to the same outcome, that kind of illusion of a real choice is sort of, I like that it's kind of, you don't know where it's going to go.
It's a big criticism for Telltale games that they don't have real choice, but I think the illusion of choice is kind of part of that. Like, if you go into it just being like, well, maybe in episode 2, everything will dramatically change because of what we all did differently. That's what I'm hoping will happen, and there's no reason that can't.
So we're gonna go through them. There was a cadence, you monster.
So next time we will get
Children of Arkham.
So that'll be about
his parents.
An old friend becomes a new advisory. Adversary.
I imagine that's also Cobblepot.
Cobblepot, probably?
Yeah. So I imagine that's going to be what episode 2, which hopefully comes out by the end of this month, if not beginning of September. New World Order, obviously this is Cobblepot Rising, so it is. It sort of reminds me of, like you said, how his character was handled in Gotham, which I don't really watch, but his
very
character's
different.
younger.
But again, I like that too. Like I've said throughout the stream, I really like that nothing is predictable.
Yes.
Because if Cobblepot is anything to go by, we have no reason to think that Harvey Dent will become Two-Face. And
but I hope he still has a lot of birds.
I mean, he's high up right now, and cigars
he looks a lot better there, so maybe he hates Falcone, though, so we can't work with him.
I want him to have a menagerie of dangerous birds.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Episode 4, The Guardian of Gotham. This seems like this is by this point.
Fight all rivals.
I mean, it almost looks like this is Bruce being arrested, though.
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah, which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
And number 5, the city's on fire. That's what
City
the light
of Light, the battle.
Is that symbolic fire or literal fire?
We'll know by the end of the year.